Well, hello there, my friends. Welcome back to the RAFscents YouTube channel where Jesse is at it again, reviewing more awesome fragrances. And you know, my favorite thing about fragrances is that when you spray them on, you know, they can make you feel like you're a different person sometimes, or even in a different situation. You know, you can spray something on and it makes you feel like you're the baddest, roughest dude in the room. Sometimes you can spray something on and it makes you feel like you're standing on a beach somewhere in the mountains. Just so many awesome things about them. But one of my favorite types of fragrances are the ones that make you feel like you're a gentleman. You know, you're in the upper echelon of society, and it just, you know, you spray it on and it just causes you to walk with a little more confidence, a little more pip in your step, if you will. Well, that was corny, but whatever. So today, those are the ones I'm going to review. Here are 7 great fragrances that will make you feel like a gentleman. Let's get to it. So first up on our list, we have a good budget-friendly fragrance that will leave you smelling a little more mature and is definitely going to give you a professional feel, and that is F Black by Salvatore Ferragamo. Now, there have been a lot of reviewers that have talked about this on YouTube and on other social media platforms, from Gent Scents to Curly Fragrance to Jeremy Fragrance, and for good reason. It still needs to be talked about. I only paid $25 for this fragrance, and I got it at TJ Maxx, of course, but they got some good stuff if you know where to look. I consider this to be the professional man's Dior Sauvage, even a little more professional, I'd say, than Prada Luna Rosa Carbon, which is usually what I recommend to guys when they're going for a job interview or something. The top notes are lavender and apple, and then during the dry down, you're going to get some black pepper and then some tonka bean at the bottom, giving it just a little bit of a sweet edge. But it's very, very office friendly. I say I wear it to the office when I used to go to the office. Now I'm just working from home, but since my office is awesome, I still wear it. But it's going to get you 6 hours of longevity. The performance is great for the price, so check this one out. Next up, we have a niche fragrance from the house of Mancera. It is Red Tobacco, a really suave and really refined tobacco scent for guys that want to smell very smooth and very, very gentlemanly. Now, if you've never purchased a niche fragrance before and you want to take that step into niche perfumery, Mancera's a really good house to start with because they have very good and high quality fragrances and they don't cost a ton of money. This bottle is 120 mils and it ran me about $100 when I shopped on a discount website. Really good price. As far as this fragrance goes, of course it is a tobacco scent, but it's mixed with some other notes like cinnamon, apple, some patchouli, some amber, some vanilla, some woody notes. It's all around really good. Now, I've also talked to some people that say this is not their favorite fragrance in the world. And I can understand that because it does carry, it's not a straight out tobacco scent. It's the main note of, and it's obvious it's the main note, but there are just a few other things going on in there that some people find a little bit hard to like. But there is one thing that we definitely have to talk about with this one, and that's the performance. 2 sprays from this fragrance will get you 24 hours of longevity, and the projection is massive. So whatever you do, do not spray this on in the summertime because you will gas out an entire city block. It is strictly for cold weather. Trust Jesse, I'm trying to save lives. All right, next up is a fragrance that is incredibly special to me. It was one of my first winter fragrances and one that I love so much. And it's especially sad because it is discontinued. Very, very hard to find, and when you find it on a place like eBay, it's incredibly expensive. From the house of Thierry Mugler, Amen Pure Malt. And oh my God, guys, it is simply stunning. Simply stunning. It's got some fruity notes on the top, but then during the dry down is when it really, really opens up. It's got some malt in there, it's got some coffee, it's got some whiskey, and peat. The hell is peat? Apparently it's some like herbal, earthy type of fragrance note that's got a smoky undertone, but it's also got some vanilla and musk. Such a refined, gentlemanly fragrance note. It almost smells a little bit like a cherry cigar, or I'm sorry, a cherry pipe tobacco. And man, I just, I'm talking and I'm losing everything that I was trying to say about it. I just can't. Now, with these bottles, this atomizer is a piece of crap. I will say that for everything right that Terry Mugler did, which by the way, he passed away within the last year, much love to him. But with everything right that he did with this fragrance, what he did wrong was this god-awful atomizer that I would love to punch in the face if it had a face. But since it doesn't, I've just got to go with it. It lasts for 6 to 8 hours. If you find it on eBay, it's going to be about $35 billion. And or they'll take, a first child as a payment. But I don't recommend doing that. Really good for fall, wintertime, and possibly early spring as well. But in all seriousness, if you find Amen Pure Malt anywhere and it's for a reasonable price, and I say reasonable, $200 or less, definitely consider purchasing this. If I see it, I'm going to be getting a second bottle without hesitation. Moving right along, we have a recent release from the House of Dior, like within the last year or so, and I was not ready for how good this smelled. I went to the store the very first day that it was released, and as soon as I smelled it, I called my wife from the store and asked her if I could spend the money on it. It was Dior Sauvage Elixir, and oh my God, guys, this really took the Sauvage line to the next level. It has that same sort of DNA from the original Dior Sauvages with the Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum, but it really just punches with a sense of sophistication here. It's got some top notes of cinnamon, cardamom, and grapefruit. And then on the dry down, you're going to have some lavender, and licorice is one of the notes. And not a lot of people are in tune with that licorice note, but I think it really adds to it. It's also got some sandalwood in there. And usually, when I smell this, it reminds me a lot. I don't know why. It reminds me a lot of Christmas. It smells, there's some spices in the house. There's some candles burning, Christmas tree. It's just all of those things just give it this warm, inviting type of allure, if you will. But 2 sprays will last you 12 hours. It's definitely a fall and winter scent. The biggest gripe that people have with this fragrance is the price point, because it's only sold in 60 milliliter bottles and it costs $165 per bottle. That's a lot of money. We can be real about that, but it's because of that price that I say you need to go to the store. You need to smell it first, spray it on your skin, get a sense for how it performs, and make your decision then. But I'm telling you, I love this one, and I'm so glad I have it. All right, next up for the gentleman is a fragrance that I think is probably slept on a little bit more in the fragrance community. I don't hear that much about it, and I know you've probably passed it if you've gone to a place like Dillard's or Ulta or Macy's, and you probably just have passed it not thinking about it too much or given it its due consideration. It's from the house of John Varvatos. It is Varvatos Vintage, and it's got a pretty interesting scent profile. You don't see these top notes very often. It's got rhubarb, some basil, and black pepper. And then as it starts drying down, you're going to be hit with a little bit of suede, some tobacco, and cinnamon. So to my nose, it kind of has this 80s gentleman vibe. I'm not talking like Drakkar Noir, or maybe if Drakkar Noir decided it wanted to smoke a pipe, But it's a really cool scent profile that gives off this really cool vibe. Now, where this does lack a little bit is in its longevity. I only get about 5.5 hours when I spray it on my skin, and it's because of that I would not recommend this to be one to pay full retail price for. Definitely shop for this one online, but this is a good fall and winter fragrance for guys that want to have that sophisticated feel to them. And if you have like a dad or something, this is a really good Father's Day present as well, so give this one a look. So next up, we can't talk about gentleman fragrances without bringing in this bad boy, Gentleman Givenchy Eau de Parfum, and I promise you, it smells exactly how it is named. Now, I've heard a lot of reviewers talk about this, but I actually got to like this firsthand because my best friend wears this. When we hug hello or goodbye, when we're standing next to each other, I can smell this radiating off of his skin, and it is so good. Now, incidentally, He actually runs a fantastic YouTube channel here called The Capable Gentleman, where he shows guys how to do everything from make simple repairs around the house, make really awesome cocktails, how to apply fragrances, the whole 9 yards. Anything that a man needs to be self-sufficient, he shows you. So I'm going to tag him in the description so that you can go and subscribe to his channel. Please do. If you love me, you'll love him. But back to the fragrance. This is a really, really good fragrance for mature guys and those of you that want to really, you know, command respect, but not kind of like that fighting respect. I mean, just a good mature respect when somebody smells this on you. I get 7 hours off of my skin with this fragrance. I think this one's actually good year round. I don't think it's offensive in the summertime. I don't think it's offensive in the wintertime. It's really, really versatile. It's right around $100 if you shop retail. Discount, you're not going to find too much cheaper, so, you know, pick it up where you can, but Gentleman Givenchy, it's the Eau de Parfum. All right, coming in, the final spot on our list is Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, one of the most amazing RAF fragrances that I have. I swear, Tom Ford, he could probably sweat into a bottle, put an atomizer in it, and it would still smell great. This is a very powerful, very rich fragrance that will last you 10 to 12 hours. And it's got some top notes of tobacco, some spices, it's got some vanilla, some cacao, and some dried fruity notes on the bottom. Do not wear this in the summertime. I repeat, don't wear this in the summertime. Much like the Mancera Red Tobacco, this one will kill people if you wear it in the wrong setting. But when worn in the right setting, you will be the best smelling and most respected person in a room, hands down. Now let's talk about the price, because that's a big issue. This is a 30 milliliter bottle, and I paid $155 from this when I went to Sephora. Was it worth it? Well, yeah. But you know, you start getting into the 50 ml bottles that start costing like $210, and then the 100 ml bottles that are about like $300. Are they worth it? Well, yeah, big time. Technically, it's a designer brand, okay? Because Tom Ford makes suits and everything. It's not considered niche, but I promise you, this is niche quality fragrance right here. Tom Ford makes some, he has some misses out there for sure, but this is one of his most respected fragrances, especially in his private line, along with the Tuscan leather and the oud wood. So this is something that you will never forget as soon as you smell it. So Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, there it is. And there we have it, my friends, some really good refined and gentlemanly fragrances that will leave you feeling amazing. Try to get your hands on them if you can, but I really do appreciate each and every one of you staying tuned, watching my videos, supporting me. I really value you guys more than you know, and I love you so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to go into the description below. I have tagged my friend, The Capable Gentleman. I really encourage you to go follow his channel. He's got some amazing content, and if you love what I do, you will love what he does. Please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel while you're here, and don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. Thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to see you next time.